Alright, so I think I accidentally made a really good point with commenting on DC movie news. And they were talking on the show about how Charlize Theron was offered the part to play Wonder Woman's mom in the Wonder Woman movie, and how she won an Oscar off her performance in Monster, which was directed by Patty Jenkins. So they're saying she has a really good working relationship with Patty, and they kind of like stray off from there, but it surprised me. I thought they were going to talk about like possible like future roles she could play, but I guess it didn't dawn on any of them. Then I say, right, I'm like, well, she should play Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2. Like, it makes the most sense. She has an action movie coming out this year, Atomic Blonde. She could do the action role. Why can't she do a badass villain? We've seen her be a villain in a bunch of other films, right? So she definitely can be a villain. She could be evil as fuck. And Cheetah's supposed to be like, beautiful and like vicious at the same time. And I think Charlize Theron kind of captures that perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could do that, pretty easily. It's like right in her wheelhouse. And she has a good working relationship with Patty Jenkins. And for sure, reason, the only reason she denied the role for Wonder Woman 1 as the mother is because the role wasn't big enough. It was only going to be 15 minutes of the film. Why would Charlize Theron want to do that? It's the same reason Will Smith chose to be Deadshot, because Deadshot was a pivotal character and the main character of Suicide Squad. That's why Will Smith chose it. That's why he said yes. These people are good talents. You can't waste, their talent on a role that's not a central part of the film. And if she played Cheetah, she would be literally, like the Joker in Dark Knight, you know what I'm saying? She could have a chance to do that good of a fucking villainous fucking thing. So, it surprised me and nobody else was saying it. Some other people are saying that she should be Catwoman, but, I just think she's too old for that. Funny enough, I think she's just too old for it. I like to vision the Catwoman that's a prostitute, I don't think that's like a bad thing. Right? I just like that version of her better, Like, that's coming from literally the bottom. Like, you're a prostitute, that's literally the bottom of the low, It's the bottom of the bottom. And she has to steal jewels and shit like that to survive and shit like that. But I like Cheetah. I like Charlize Theron as Cheetah because Cheetah's not an anti-hero, Catwoman is an anti-hero. You really like Catwoman. You have no reason to hate Catwoman. I mean, you got some pretty good reasons to hate Cheetah. Like, she's a fucking vicious killer, like Charlize Theron can pull that off. Like, look at those Atomic Blonde trailers. You telling me she's that fucking vicious psychopath? Like, she can't do that? She could definitely do that. Yeah, so let's see where that goes. I'm hoping that maybe with her good working relationship with Patty, Patty can convince her to do a movie, play a role in some movie. And hopefully it's the big villain role. Wonder Woman's big baddie, Cheetah. The most important villain in Wonder Woman's fucking rogues gallery. And Charlize Theron could do it. So I'm excited to see if that comes to fruition. It might not. My sources say, though, they're in deep talks to coming to an agreement. She's talked to the head of Warner Brothers. My sources, I will not name my sources, but trust me, my sources have told me that they heard from a guy who heard from another guy who heard from a guy's sister who was in bed with her uncle that told her Charlize Theron might be in talks. So, it's a fact at this point. Great stuff. All right. I'll see you all next one. Bye.